What is the funnest part of our job? I didn't know our job was supposed to be fun. I hope they didn't say going home. Did they say going home?
It's probably hanging out with the kids when they come down after school after the job. My team, actually, the way we make jokes within each other. Yeah, that's the funniest part.
Oh, I thought it was saying, what's the funniest part of the job? I actually misread that, but I will tell you, what is the funniest part of the job? The funniest part, I wish I could say it was me, but it's not. I mean, there is someone that works in my office who is particularly funny. And to be honest with you, I have never really had a very good sense of humor. And, you know, I'm not very good at laughter or fun, as it would seem. But I find her hilarious. Don't tell her. So yeah, none of the job is really funny. So any of you guys out there who are interested in funny, fun jobs, maybe interior design is just not for you. Can't really see that it's, is it fun?
Which designer are you most inspired by?
Well, there are various designers who I really get inspired by. There's one from India. I truly adore their work, and it's amazing how they sort of amalgamate contemporary and traditional design together, and their spaces are very beautiful.
My inspiration is my kind of daily fight to be the best, my daily ability to push myself. That is my inspiration. I don't really look at other people for inspiration, and I don't mean that in a bad way, because I think everyone is incredible. Everyone around me, everyone in the design world. I think people are so fabulous, and you know, but I think inspiration, if I'm really honest about that question, my inspiration is, you know what, I worked so hard this week, I'm going to beat myself again and again and again. And that inspires me to beat me, to be, you know, stronger and better than I was yesterday.
What's my pet peeve working in the industry? Admin, hate it, boring, no fun. I like to design, but there's a lot of it. Next.
Well, so far, nothing really came up which annoyed me. Yeah, I can't really say anything to that yet.
What's my dream place to live? Wow.
Well, I really like to live in London. I really enjoy it here and I like busyness. But I would also love to live somewhere where it's like sunny and warm, because London rain sucks.
Italy, for sure. You've got the sun, the food, the people. England's too cold for my liking, but good work opportunities.
I don't particularly have a dream place, but I've always wanted to live in the countryside because I'm quite antisocial and I'm a bit of an introvert, and I just love the countryside because it's peaceful, it's quiet, and it's in the middle of nowhere. I don't think it would suit me, but I would love to live in the countryside.
Drink of choice?
So I like a Diet Coke, a black coffee, and a hot chocolate, preferably all at the same time. I love the buzz of a black coffee. I am obsessed with hot chocolate and that kind of thrill that chocolate gives me. It's like having a chocolate bar and a drink. It's fabulous, especially if you get the right hot chocolate. And then, who doesn't want a Diet Coke with their meal? How can you even, you know, I can't even eat anymore unless I have a Diet Coke. I know it's super unhealthy, but it's so difficult to have a meal without a Diet Coke. Really bad habit.
Well, that's definitely coffee. Without it, we wouldn't survive a day here, I don't think.
During the day, I will always have an iced caramel macchiato with almond milk because I'm dairy free. But my favorite drink to have with my friends is probably a gin and tonic, because the flavor is very good and it's low calories, so yes.
Ooh, are we talking alcohol or are we talking soft drinks? If it's soft drinks, I love Coke. Everyone knows I love a Coca-Cola. When it comes to alcohol, I love cocktails. I got a sweet tooth, so as you can see, I love Coca-Cola. I love a porn star martini, a Mai Tai, a Long Island as well. Any other type of alcohol, I would go for rosé, like a sweet wine, pink Moscato to be exact. I sound like an alcoholic.
When did I decide to have a career in design? So I've always been very creative since I was young, and always knew that I want to get into a creative field. So I just explored lots of options. I also realized that when I visit somewhere, what is the first thing do I notice? And I realized that I really do get fascinated by spaces, and that's why I chose a career in interior design.
It's all I was good at, to be honest. I was never going to be a scientist.
Well, I studied economics, so I do not come from the design side, but Noor gave me the chance to connect design and
the administrative part behind it.
Do you feel you learnt more at university or in the industry? I would say in the industry, definitely.
University is very important to give you the base of everything. But definitely it's at work. It's when you are on site that things happen. So definitely gained a lot of experience working in the interior design industry compared to my academic experience.
Well, firstly, I studied law and I was a finance lawyer, so didn't learn anything about design then. But from the design, you definitely learn more on the job than you will at university or in a degree or in a design course or anything else. But that doesn't mean to say you shouldn't do those degrees and get those certificates and get your qualifications. Because frankly, it makes you feel more confident, and there is something to be said about having confidence. I think it's important to have confidence backed up by either self-learning, your own self-education, or learning through university or a degree or a course, whatever it is. I mean, learning is incredibly important.
What's the most difficult part about working in the industry?
For me, I would say it becomes quite overwhelming when you have to make certain decisions on your own and just trust your own judgment. What's difficult for me is I may make a decision and it may be completely wrong or completely right. And if it goes completely wrong, it's the after effect of when it goes wrong, because it's not just me that's affected, it's the company, and now you have to like clean up the mess and find a solution. That's quite difficult and sometimes knocks my confidence sometimes.
Speaking to so many people, you got to speak to everyone all day, every day. And I like to chat, and even I find it a little exhausting.
It's probably the fact that it's a very competitive industry and there's always someone out there better than you, more updated than you. So you always have to know the trends, and it's very hard to kind of like keep up with everything. Even with the social media nowadays, we are constantly being pressured by everyone with so much creativity. So making sure that we are on the top, it's a lot of pressure and it's quite challenging.
What's your favorite project you've worked on?
I mean, my favorite project to date was the way we handled, I think, one of my very first projects, because that gave me the inspiration to know which direction I was going down. And for me, that first project was very much about, we went over and above, making sure we delivered more than the client expected, over-delivering, being super, super professional. And that project was my favorite in terms of inspiring me into going down the direction that I think we've since gone down from that first ever project 10 or 11 years ago. But in terms of my favorite project design-wise, every one I complete, every next one I complete ends up being my favorite, because of course, design evolves and I think maybe improves, I hope improves. And so of course what happens is each project becomes better and better and better. And I think, you know, it would, I guess, have to be the last project we did, because from a design perspective, I think it smashed every box that it needed to. And I am so proud of that project.
What are you most proud of?
My drop dead good looks.
Frankly, in life, I'm most proud of the way my children deal with the world around them.
I'm most proud of myself in terms of what I have achieved in life and, you know, being able to pick myself up when things go terribly wrong.
Best travel story?
There's quite a few. I was backpacking across. No, I went to Colombia and a man told me that I had a moustache just like my brother. I wouldn't say that's my best travel story, but that is a travel story. What's another funny one? I went on holiday in Italy and we took the wrong directions home when we went on a boat trip and ended up in Corsica. Another not ideal situation. Actually, they all just seem to be just dramatic.
If I was on death row, what would be my last meal? I mean, frankly, I don't think I'd be thinking about eating a last meal on death row. I think I'd ask to see my children. I mean, who's thinking about food if you're about to die? I don't know who wrote these questions.
Ooh. Wow, that's an interesting question. My last meal would be chicken wings, because I love chicken wings, they're my favorite. A cheesecake, salted caramel cheesecake, and a can of Coke. That would be perfect.
That glass of white wine, probably the bottle, just to numb the pain maybe. I wouldn't be so concerned about what I ate. Where do you see yourself in 10 years' time?
I think I'll know where I'll be in 10 years' time, but it's not for everyone else's ears, only my own. They say when you set really incredible habits, not goals, incredible habits, that you don't need to guess where you'll be. You know exactly where you'll be, but that you shouldn't necessarily share all of your bigger desired accomplishments, let's call them. So this one's for me. 10
years from now, I'll be, okay, let me not say my age, but in 10 years' time, I hope to be married with twins in the countryside. I'd still want to continue in interior design and become a senior designer. And I also draw, do an exhibition, or even have a gallery someday.
Absolutely minted. Filthy rich. Hopefully a very successful interior designer. Maybe have a boyfriend by then, who knows, or a husband. Hopefully, 10 years, got time to find one.
Do you know what the next question is? What is it like working with Noor Charchafchi? It's great, guys.
It's always exciting. Every day something new comes up. Oh yeah, but we always have fun in the office, and it's always like, most of the time, happy.
It's very interesting. I think Noor is an hurricane. She's everywhere. She's aware of everything, but at the end of the day, she is a very funny person.
Well, I can't be rude, can I? No, she's incredible. I adore her. I think even if she were to fire me, I'd still be her best friend. She's a go-getter. She's a hard worker, but I think if you get the work done, she will adore you. And she's also great fun to work with. I mean, we have very serious moments where it's like, this needs to be done, you got to do this. But there's also great moments, like last night we went out for dinner as a team, which was lovely.
Personally, I would say working with Noor, she always pushes me to do my very best in everything. And there will be times where I'll design something and she'll be like, oh yeah, it's nice, but it's not wow. And to me, that's a challenge for me, because she's saying to me that yes, you have designed something that's lovely, but I know that you can do something even more spectacular and amazing. So she motivates me in that sense. And ultimately, she's an amazing person, so she's lovely to work with.
So I do not know what anyone else has said. I have no idea what anyone said. I'm hoping I'm not going to have to fire anyone after. I'm hoping no one will get fired after these questions. None of them say, do you hate your boss?